It seemed only darkness ever came, and seeing the forest for the trees often seemed impossible. I had come to expect this inhospitable land stood only to stand in my way by way of a mirage of a beast I'd occasionally see, a beast whose gross grit and snarling only came to harm in the deepest of ways, a beast whose demonic aura would pause a war in its tracks. I'd try to attack it, hack at it. At the back of this mind, this lonely one of mine, there seemed to be something more monstrous than the monster depicted, the projection of which I'd become addicted to reflecting, a reflection which I'd come to develop the most intimate connection with. As if by swift coincidence, there I stood, alone once more. This I swore would be the last time, and so, with a scythe, I took to walking one dark night, intent on rewriting the chapters of life I'd erased, written over, and erased again. I wanted a resolution. The further I wandered into the heart of all I thought I was after, the darker it all got. With every varied shade of navy that seemed to come my way, the very path I saw paved before me was nothing short of ordinary. I expected fear. I had accepted fear. Instead, there was nothing I saw of the sort or remotely near. Under each crunching step that I made whilst pushing forward, I was sure I'd come to meet an end. Be it physical or mental or both, I'd hoped I'd meet a point where the final stage concluded and I could dream once more. But there it stood, it and I to eye. There we would battle to the death until one or the other lost their breath to the cold breeze that clung to the breast of this winter. The now blood-red eye rides that at a time I'm sure were purest white would only reflect my life, then highlight every lowlight that I had caused. Yes, it was a hunch, a viscous one that stood out like a thumb deep in the centre of the where and when, that I'd both exited and entered, having seen myself alive and both dead, a strange paradox that led back to the very beginning of the end of the start. I watched every version of me suddenly materialize and then die, each addition to an edition, every variant written, slowly becoming smitten with releasing the beast within, be it by pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, or sloth. I watched them all rot and decay in such a way that even the bravest would shy away. As my crimson mixed with it left me feeling this. I thought the enemy I swore to keep close, the ghost who's wrote into most horror stories, could and would never be the internal host. As it transpires, it was. And, like the folk tales that cause the echoing wails which sail through the crepuscular light which remains before it's taken away, a state of reservation plagues all the good that was left, even leaving that bereft. I see myself candle-lit, changing with every flicker that illuminates the beast within. It is the quiet which I rest here dying for, quite literally removing pieces which I consider to be evil. My torment, my misery, my pain bled out in the only way that I know how, by wearing a smile and a frown in tandem, and every other feeling coupled with its antonym. There are places I have yet to dare, where being frightened or scared would simply not compare. At last, the beast has gone, and dayspring appears, and all who remain here drift gently off and away from the dysphoric thoughts which caused us to linger longer than intended. It's sleeping now. It's sleeping.